This Australian resident returning to Sydney claims that the only things she has to declare are some cigarettes in her backpack. But X-rays of her luggage leave biosecurity officers concerned that she's attempting to bring some undeclared food items into the country.
There's a lot of organic material in there. And this one here, it's very faint, but we still need to look at it. It looks like it's in a pot. We need to have a look, definitely look in the box as well.
Okay, where's your passport?
And as the woman reaches into her bag, something falls out, and officers' suspicions are immediately justified.
Yeah, I know, I can see.
As an array of hidden and undeclared nuts tumble from her purse.
This is your signature? Yeah? Did you fill out the card? This is Chinese, not English. Look, Chinese, no English. Just one moment. I've got an interesting one here. She can't speak English. Obviously, this is not English. She won't answer the 7 baggage questions.
Where did she go?
Now appears the passenger has done a run-up until they spot her trying to speak with another passenger.
All right, she looks like she's seeking assistance.
The woman has found another Chinese-speaking traveller to translate for her, and Officer Andrea clarifies what food items the woman has to declare.
What food is she bringing to the country?
Dry fish and other seafood.
Okay,
For example,
anything
scallop,
else?
yeah.
Despite only listing cigarettes on her declaration card, she now admits to carrying dried fish, dried seafood, mushrooms and Chinese medicine, but claims the items were packed by her son.
All right, thank you. Thank you, sir. No.
The lady up front of the X-ray was clearly declaring 1 bag only. However, it's become apparent that there is definitely food in the other bags. So let's have a look.
Officers immediately find a high-risk fresh vegetable hidden in her backpack.
This one, no goods, okay?
As well as the cigarettes she has declared. But when Officer Jeanette turns her attention to one of the woman's 2 cardboard boxes...
We have some leakage. There's quite a bit of juice coming out of that box.
She's shocked to find something that could pose a major risk to Australia's biosecurity.
Okay, so what do we have here? But I thought you said your son packed the bag and you didn't know what you had. The story definitely does not add up. She did say her son packed her bags. However, when we opened that box, she was able to identify that vegetable before we even opened it, which indicates to me she had a very strong awareness of what was in that box. What appears to be leaking is a non-commercially prepared vegetable.
This leaking vegetable is a prohibited import, which could contain unidentified pests and diseases with the potential to cause enormous damage to Australian agricultural industries.
Okay, let's have a look what else. More. Have a look at this, Andrea. That does look like some type of disease, doesn't it? So this is not something that she'll be taking with her today.
Further investigation reveals a steady stream of undeclared and prohibited food items.
Wow. Okay, so we got more of the same. Just.
And now, in the same pot as the leaking vegetables, officers find something of even greater concern.
I believe that was made to look like food and packaged in this way to conceal.
The woman declared 5 packets, but officers now find a large quantity of concealed cigarettes, which she has disguised as food. And they suspect there's more to be found.
There you go.
Yeah, well, we knew. We knew there was more.
With the realisation that she's been caught out, the woman's health seems to take a sudden turn for the worse.
Oh, I think she's going to be sick. I don't understand you, ma'am.
Right, watch that
She
one.
keeps belching. Are you sick? You want to sit down? She's going to be sick. I'm just a bit worried about her because she doesn't seem to be doing too well. She keeps belching and yeah, her eyes look watery, so I think the whole of today has maybe made her a bit upset, or just her sort of knowing that she's done something that she shouldn't have done. Maybe is her conscience playing up on her? I can't really answer that.
And she won't be feeling better anytime soon if she finds herself with a hefty fine or possible prosecution.
She's a perfect example of why we have infringement notices issued. What she'd actually declared was about 5 single packets of cigarettes. However, what we've discovered is excess cigarettes concealed to look like food items.
She is given the option via a translator to keep the cigarettes, but she will need to pay the duty owing or they will be seized and destroyed.
So she decide now, cigarettes gone, but she...
The woman may still be fined for all the undeclared food, but it's not without protest.
She's saying that she had no money, she can't pay.
Well, we can issue a remittance notice, which means she gets 21 days to pay.
However, in order to send the woman a remittance notice, officers need to confirm her address. And when they check her ID, they run into a problem.
Who is this person? Is that her husband?
这个是谁？
这是朋友。
朋友 friend.
How come she has the friend's ID with her?
Driver's licence.
The woman is found to be carrying several different ID cards with conflicting names and addresses.
So where does she actually live?
哎呦，看，这两头饭了。
What we've discovered is she has multiple identities and multiple pieces of information about where she resides.
Because of this new complication, biosecurity officers now hand the woman over to the Australian Border Force, who will investigate further.
We have a passenger today who's travelling from Bangkok. He drew our attention because he seemed a bit nervous, and when one of our officers spoke to him, he said that he'd only been away for 4 days, which is a very short trip.
A search of his baggage uncovers something that may explain his nervousness.
Is that you?
Yeah, see?
So why you have a different name in there?
I don't know.
The man is carrying an ID card with a different name to the one on his passport. Further investigation reveals it's just the tip of the iceberg.
We found a large number of driver's licences in the man's luggage. A person should only have a driver's licence in their own name. This man has multiple driver's licences in multiple names.
That is you, isn't it?
Yeah, they take me picture. They take me picture. He make it in Bangkok. Does he make him in Bangkok? I don't know why he make it.
The passenger claims he doesn't know the purpose of the IDs, even though they carry his image.
So if they took your picture, you must have been aware of this.
No.
You received it.
Yeah. That's why if I know, I can bring it. If I know it's bad.
And what was your intentions to do with them?
I don't know.
It's a bit hard to believe you, to be honest.
Yeah? Yeah, that's honest, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's honest. I'm not lying.
Fake IDs are a major concern.
The fact that he has so many and the fact that he's got them in different names would lead us to believe that he's intending to commit some sort of fraud with them.
Officers now make an alarming find as they uncover more fake IDs. However, this batch shows the image of a second man.
How many does he have in total?
I don't know, it's maybe 100.
Is there more in the bag?
I'm not sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
A search of immigration records reveals that the second man recently had his Australian student visa cancelled, raising the suspicion he may be planning to use the fake IDs to remain in the country unlawfully.
We can identify that there are multiple risks here, and we're obviously doing our best to eliminate those risks and make sure that he's counterfeit. Driver's licenses don't fall into the wrong hands.
The passenger's mobile phone keeps ringing, providing officers with a clue that he may have an onshore accomplice assisting him in bringing in the counterfeit IDs.
Who is the person that keeps phoning you?
His name is Sammy.
Sammy.
Yeah.
And is he supposed to pick you up today?
He say me come by cab
He'll see you come by cab. Where to?
to the city.
To the city?
Yeah.
Further questioning reveals that there may be another passenger travelling on a later flight who may also be carrying a batch of fraudulent identification cards.
Is someone else coming with more of these?
The one is this one.
The person who made them?
Yeah.
What is his name?
Abi.
Arby. Okay. So Arby will arrive today.
Yeah, that's he's making that one.
So he made them.
And he made these.
Yeah, that's him.
And you and Arby are supposed to go then to the casino and meet Sammy.
He's coming, I think, 2 o'clock, 2:30 something. Arrived there.
Border Force officers must now act quickly to ensure Arby is intercepted at the border.
With that intel, we can now motion an operation to identify that man and make sure that he's interdicted at the border tonight. As I've been told by the document examiner, they're clearly fake, they're clearly counterfeit. He's confessed that he has been paid to do this, $10,000 to bring these cards into the country.
The passenger has told officers that there is another person who's also attempting to bring in counterfeit IDs, due to arrive in the country later today.
And it's Arby that's still to arrive.
Still to arrive, which will be on the TG tonight.
Maybe tonight or potentially tomorrow, he's saying.
Okay.
And it's very confusing to me because he said they were going to both go tonight and meet this guy at the casino. Now he's saying, well, the other guy may not come till tomorrow. So it's very vague.
Border Force require more information in order to intercept Arby, if he exists.
Do you have any other details?
No.
But the passenger can't provide it, so officers advise him that this will be referred to the AFP for further investigation.
So basically what's going to happen now, we're just going to wait for the federal police to arrive, and then we're just going to continue, okay?
With the news that the AFP have been called in, the man now appears unwell.
In total, we found 57 driver's licences in the man's possession. This will be an ongoing investigation because the passenger has implicated other people in the obtaining of these documents. We're going to hand the man over to the AFP and it'll be up to them now to decide what further action will be taken.
Australian Border Force officers have pulled aside this Singaporean woman after her frequent trips to Melbourne caught their attention.
Her travel patterns appear to be quite frequent, but they're also short stays. So it could be legitimate business or it could be something a little more sinister.
Are you available to come to bags?
A full baggage search will be carried out, but a fellow officer is called to the bench as there appears to be a problem with her suitcase.
So you can't open it?
Yeah, the PIN number is 662. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's inside?
My clothes and the books.
The passenger is trying to get into her bag. She's having difficulty. This does raise some concern for us. It appears that she may be hiding something, so we need to get it open.
The case will be forcibly opened while the woman is questioned about her unusual travel movements.
In the last 12 months, how many times you come to Melbourne?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Take a guess.
Six.
No more than 6?
6, 8.
I have no idea what the PIN is.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
that's all right.
So every time you come to Melbourne, why you come?
I come for travel and meet up my friend.
Okay. For no other reason? So every time you come is just for holiday?
Yes, holiday.
Okay. In Singapore, what do you do for job?
Teacher.
Teacher?
Yeah. And I got some part-time job too.
So you have part-time job as well?
Yeah.
So if you have full-time job with teacher and part-time job, you wouldn't have much time to travel.
Because now it's during almost school holiday.
Yeah, almost school holiday, but not school holiday yet.
Yeah, I take annual leave.
Her story is not quite adding up, and officers suspect this woman may be up to something.
So we just want to make sure she's not travelling with anybody else.
And as her suitcase is opened, it reveals exactly what that is.
Okay, you don't have to do or say anything. Anything you do say or do may be used in evidence. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
In Melbourne, Border Force officers are now cautioning a Singaporean woman after forcibly opening her suitcase to make a startling discovery.
In the suitcase, there is nothing else except cigarettes. There's thousands upon thousands of cigarettes, no clothes, no toiletries, no nothing, just cigarettes.
All passengers arriving in Australia are required to declare if they are carrying any more than 50 cigarettes, as a duty must be paid. And on this many sticks, the evaded tax would be in the tens of thousands of dollars.
This is your name?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, obviously number question 2 relates to alcohol and cigarettes, okay? Because you have a bag full of cigarettes and you have not declared them, okay? So you've committed an offence.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, because me and my husband, same days is flight.
Okay.
My husband fly to Fiji, then attending wedding. So he bring these 2 luggage and we bring these 2 luggage to Melbourne.
Okay.
This luggage.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything else.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
You understand the caution?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be used in evidence. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
She claims her bags have been mixed up with her husband's before leaving China. But officers notice the woman is not wearing a wedding ring as they turn their attention to her second suitcase, which she also says she cannot open.
I'm thinking that if there's cigarettes in the first bag, there's surely got to be cigarettes in the second bag. That cigarette's in there too? I think so.
The second case is also loaded, and the passenger is now escorted to a private interview room where the investigation will continue.
The second one. We just look in the bags to make sure it's just the cigarettes, okay? And then we count the cigarettes.
It's her 8th visit to Melbourne in the last year, and it seems this passenger knows her luck has just run out.
She knows it's not good. It's not going to be a good outcome for her no matter what.
This cigarette is not belong to me. I'm even not smoke. I'm innocent.
But Border Force officers believe this massive haul of tobacco was headed straight for the Australian black market to be sold for a hefty profit.
There's a lot of money to be made from not declaring tobacco and then selling it on the black market. It's very obvious that this wasn't for personal use, so where was it going to end up? But yeah, we're doing our best to stop these imports crossing the border.
The woman maintains that the bags are not hers.
I think most probably is mixed up with my friends, the luggage, because the luggage is almost the same. I think in China we mix up.
Her story has changed a couple of times. First it was her husband that was flying to Fiji, now it's her friend. So the deception is there.
At a final count, there are 40,000 cigarettes, or more than $27,000 in evaded duty.
So if you grab your purse and all your belongings, our process is just finished. So now I've just referred her up to our border entry team, who will decide whether to cancel her visa.
Immigration officers will now determine if she will be allowed to enter the country, while the cigarettes will be destroyed. This passenger has arrived from Malaysia on a tourist visa. However, a routine search has revealed that she has very little money to fund her stay.
Okay, you can put your money back. That's $440.
Officers now want to know more about her holiday plans.
What's the reason you came to Australia?
Holiday?
How many days?
4 days.
4 days. Do you have a return ticket?
Yes, I do.
And what will you do during the 4 days in Australia?
Just go walk in the city.
Do you have any tourism activities or plan?
Maybe to opera.
And you have $440 today with you? Is it enough money to support you in Australia?
I think I'm not buying anything.
I just buy food, some food, and that's all.
With concerns about her lack of funds, officers now question the woman's declared occupation of bank manager.
What bank do you work for?
Actually, I'm not working as a bank manager.
So why did you write you're a bank manager here?
Because I want to just pass the.
Someone told you?
Easy to
pass the immigration?
Yes.
Someone told you this?
Officer Rakesh now reminds the passenger on the importance of a truthful declaration.
Please be aware that if you make false or misleading information, you can be prosecuted under Australian laws.
Officers now want to know what she's hiding.
So what do you do for work?
I'm business.
What do you mean by business?
I'm doing clothing business and accessories.
So what do you mean? You have a shop or you work in a shop?
I have a shop.
You have your own shop?
Yes.
So who's working there today?
My sisters.
The woman is travelling with a companion who is also being questioned about her intentions while in Australia.
And you're travelling with another friend of yours today? And how long you know your friend for?
A few months.
And who made the plans to come to Australia?
Me.
Has she come to Australia before?
No.
Officers have information detailing all prior travel movements and are aware that her travel partner has in fact been to Australia previously.
So it's her first trip?
Yes.
Officer Rakesh now confronts the woman by revealing he has caught her out in a second lie.
Now, your friend here has been to Australia before. So you said that it's her first trip. We already know that she has been here before.
It is now suspected that the woman is planning to break the strict no work condition on her tourist visa.
So now, I want you to just tell me honestly the truth. We give you the opportunity now. There's no point lying. So you're here to work on a farm? How much they gonna pay you?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? She didn't tell you how much?
No.
So how long she said you're gonna work here? 1 year?
No.
Then?
3 months.
3 months work? What kind of work she told you?
I'm not sure yet.
So you came here without knowing what you're gonna do for work?
Yeah, I know about the farm, but I don't really know what supposed to do there.
And she didn't tell you anything about money?
I heard that if we're working here, we can get paid for $13.
$13?
Hourly.
Australian $13.
Her clear intention to breach the conditions of her visa and work in Australia could see her sent home on the next available flight.
So I give you 10 minutes, then I come back.
She is first given a final opportunity to plead her case to avoid being removed from the country.
I wish my visa is not cancelled because I want to try this to live at this country. Big opportunity here, work.
Big opportunity in Australia for work?
And to live here, to migrate in Australia.
Live here?
I hope one day.
Unfortunately for her, Officer Rakesh is now satisfied that she is not a genuine tourist, and he takes the final step.
After weighing up all the information available to me, I'm satisfied that the grounds for cancelling the visa outweigh the reasons for not cancelling. Therefore, I've decided to cancel your visa today. You are now detained and will be removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen. We deal with a lot of cases like this who try to breach the visa conditions. So people should be aware of the consequences if they take a risk, but they will not be successful anyway.
Border Force officers checking passports at the primary line have flagged this South Korean man who has arrived on a tourist visa. His documents indicate that he is a regular visitor to Australia, and officers want to know why.
He claims he is here for a 15-day holiday, but officers have serious doubts after a routine bag search uncovers a huge amount of undeclared cigarettes.
It's unreasonable to believe that an individual would need such a large amount of cigarettes to consume for a short period of stay.
Over 60 cartons are counted, adding up to thousands of dollars in duty. But for now, they will be seized while the passenger is formally interviewed.
I need to ask you some questions.
Officer Ross wants to know why the man has travelled here on a tourist visa 9 times in the last 18 months, and sometimes staying for up to 3 months at a time.
In those 3-month periods, what did you do?
I play casino and drink and party and club and Gold Coast too.
Holidaying in Australia for so many months at a time doesn't come cheap. The man says he earns his money by managing his family's children's clothing company in South Korea.
What is your annual income?
100,000 a year.
Maybe around $100,000 in Australian dollars.
How much money do you have with you today?
현찰은 없고 카드에서 뽑을 수 있는 게
I don't have cash on me, but I think I can withdraw money from my card, about $10,000.
He then produces 2 credit cards, but close inspection reveals a problem, as the cards are not his. And Officer Ross is sure this man is up to something. He just needs to work out what it is.
Where is your name on the card?
와이프 카드랑 저희 아빠 카드랑
My father's card and my wife's card. So before I use it, I must make a phone call and then I use it.
The interview is immediately suspended and the Australian Federal Police are contacted.
He was banging on about going to a money shop and getting money, but using other people's cards.
It is possible that the credit cards are stolen and the AFP arrived to speak to the passenger.
So these credit cards I'm going to take and I'm going to destroy.
Why?
Because they're not yours.
Both cards are seized and Border Force must now determine if this man will be allowed to enter the country.
Without any money, it's not looking good. Where did you stay in Sydney?
In Sydney, Star City.
Star City?
Yeah. So because very expensive in Star Hotel.
Yeah.
So I play game many times. So
he stays at Star City Casino on every visit, and Officer Ross suspects the real reason he's here is to gamble professionally.
If you stayed here for 3 months and say you paid $800 per week, that's $9,600 per stay.
Sometimes I win, so I have big money.
How much did you win?
100,000.
You have no money now.
Yeah.
You won 100,000. Where is it?
Sometimes I win 100, but because result, I lost money. I have no money.
I know you have no money.
So because go to Korea and come back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no money. So go to Korea, come back.
With this admission, there is now sufficient evidence for Officer Ross to take the next step.
I'm going to serve you a notice to cancel your visa.
The man has a chance to respond to the notice, and he finally comes clean.
Come back, because I lost money, a lot of money in Australia, in Star City. So
I know you've lost a lot of money.
1 million lost money.
Looks like this passenger's luck may have finally run out.
Basically, the guy's a gambler. He's admitted that he's lost $1 million. He's got 2 credit cards in other people's names. One he claims is his father's, the other is his wife. So he's got zip money, nothing. In his bag, he had 60 cartons of cigarettes, and they've been seized under the Customs Act.
Believing the man intended to sell the cigarettes to fund his gambling, they will now be destroyed, while the passenger is informed of his fate.
We've done a money count. You do not have any money at all. You don't have the financial capability of supporting yourself for the next 15 days.
나가서 팔기만 해도 돈이 생긴다고요.
In my bag, I have a lot of stuff, sunglasses, shoes, you know, some other expensive stuff. When I go out, I can sell them, and I will get money straight away.
It's a final desperate plea.
Mr. Lee, you cannot give me substantial reason why I should not cancel your visa. Therefore, I will inform you now, at this time, that I will cancel your visa and I will send you back to Korea. Do you understand?
네.
Yes.
These, Norfolk Island. Do you want to go to Norfolk Island? Why do you have information that you would use Norfolk Island? Sorry. I'm sorry. But this brochure is in English.
No.
Your card is in English.
Oh, no.
You said that you understood this and you understand that. So why do you have information about entering Australia via Norfolk Island?
Getting nowhere, Officer Levi continues his search and locates packets of cigarettes well in excess of the 25 sticks the man is allowed to carry.
We've located approximately a carton of cigarettes, about 10 packets. Yeah, so just make sure there's no more in there. On his card, however, today it's about the declaration. If he's failed to declare his excesses in dutiable items, alcohol and cigarettes, there may be other items that we'll locate.
It's not long before Officer Levi's fears are confirmed, as an item is immediately located in his suitcase that raises serious questions about this passenger.
Whose passport is this? This you? Why do you have two? Who's this? Why do you have someone else's passport? And we've located a Japanese passport for a foreign national, a female, and at this stage we'd just like to determine exactly who is the owner of that passport, if it's been reported anywhere worldwide as being lost or stolen, and why the passenger is in possession of someone else's passport today. You should not have someone else's passport.
It is highly unusual to carry another person's passport, so the document is taken for further investigation.
We're taking the passport up to my colleagues in border clearance, and they have access to systems there where they can check worldwide if the passport's been reported lost or stolen.
While the document is examined, Officer Levi continues his efforts to try and work out why the man is here.
All right, here we go. Let's get some answers.
He locates some pamphlets and paperwork that may provide a clue.
Do you sell apartment property? Apartment property? For you to buy, or do you sell? Do you sell property around the world? Apartment. You keep it all, don't you? Stubs, food vouchers. There's a lot of business documents and a lot of items that we would find regularly on your travelling salesman type.
He may be here on business, but why he's carrying a woman's passport remains a mystery.
We need to really have a reason for why this traveller is in possession of another person's passport. Do they have their authority? Where is this person and why do they have it? That's what we've got to get to the bottom of today.
So, not lost or stolen in Australia, and what about the rest of the world? That's a negative on that as well. Okay.
It's a genuine passport, but the Japanese woman in the picture has never travelled to Australia. So, using a translation program, officers have one last attempt at identifying who she is.
No, not your wife. It's not his wife.
Then, finally, a breakthrough.
Who?
Staff.
They're similar stamps.
Yeah, they are. So they travel together. She's staff, but I'm just wondering where is she? Where's she? Malaysia?
No, Japan.
Japan. She's in Japan.
Japan.
Why you have this?
Why?
Why? We've been able to establish that the passport is the possession of one of his staff members. It appears that he had it in his possession, as a lot of companies do if they're the head or a senior person for the company. just on the basis of logistics, they'll hold the passports as they're always coming through as a group, and it saves you any hiccups if someone loses a travel document. Okay, we're going to let you go.
With the mystery solved, the passport is returned to the passenger, and once the duty on his excess cigarettes is paid, he is free to leave.
So we've assessed his bona fides. We can see that he's a legitimate traveller to Australia. He's here to conduct business. The passport, we're satisfied that it's an oversight on the passport owner's behalf and on his as being the responsible party for the passport or holding it, and we're happy to allow him to return it to the owner when he gets back to Japan.
Officers suspect he may not be here as a genuine tourist.
There were some concerns regarding his visa application, so we decided to take him into the interview room and ask him a few questions about his travel to Australia. Tell me, Mr. Yan, why have you come to Australia today?
Because my son, he asked me to go out for holiday, and in Australia has a great environment. It's not too cold, not too hot.
Yep, so what do you plan to see while you're here in Australia?
I stay in a hotel.
Do you plan to go anywhere?
Because to go anywhere is not safe. Staying in a hotel will be safer.
Staying in the hotel will be safer. So then why would you come to Australia if you're just going to stay in the hotel?
We only stay in the hotel at night. We go out to study.
Sorry, interpreter, I just want to clarify. Is he saying we, as in plural, like he's travelling with other people?
Yeah, he keeps saying we.
Okay, so are you travelling with anyone?
No.
The man's story is less than convincing, so Officer Alex suspends the interview to consult his supervisor. New evidence suggests the man's reference to we may be something more than just a slip of the tongue, as Border Force are right now interviewing a second man whose travel plans are suspiciously similar.
I think the similarities between the cases, they're claiming that they're travelling alone, but they've got the same travel itinerary and they checked in 10 minutes apart.
Who is we?
We? I mean myself. That's like a customary way to say it.
No, that's not a normal way that somebody would speak. Why would you refer to yourself in plural?
We're using that in our country.
I speak to Chinese people on a daily basis and no one refers to themselves in plural. Is anybody waiting for you in Australia?
No.
So what I want to know, okay, is who are you travelling with?
I returned on the 29th.
The man now completely avoids the question, so Officer Alex tries a different line of inquiry.
Have you travelled to any other countries before?
Yes, Dubai.
And what did you do in Dubai?
I went there for holiday to look around and to see what type of business we could do.
What type of business would you be involved in?
Crystal.
Crystals?
Yes.
I want him to explain to me in detail what the business was that he was doing there.
We had a very small factory.
Okay, so in what capacity were you involved with the factory?
Despite the specific questioning, the man provides only vague details.
So I'm very confused now. You haven't given me any specifics.
So once again, Officer Alex consults his supervisor.
It was like pulling teeth. It was like asking him the questions and he will only give me one-word answers, and then I had to ask more questions just to get those details out.
And now, new information reveals that the man may have been lying when he said he didn't know anyone here in Australia.
He claims that he doesn't know anyone here, nor is he coming to see anyone here. We already have information that suggests that he is going to see someone here, as his telephone has been ringing off the hook while we've been in interview. There has been an Australian telephone number that has been contacting him, so we hope to actually put this information to him to see what he will say about that. Your mobile phone, you claim that you don't know anybody in Australia. However, there's been an Australian telephone number that has been contacting you the entire time we've been here in interview. Can you explain that?
I had an old auntie here, but I don't know where she lives.
That still doesn't explain why you advise me that you don't know anybody here and yet someone is calling your phone.
The man's answers continue to not add up. So officers now check where he plans to stay while in Australia on his so-called holiday.
We found the hotel accommodation booking in your suitcase for 2 nights. What are you going to do for the rest of your time here?
We're afraid to stay in a small hotel.
So he's still referring to himself in plural, isn't he?
Oh, yes, he did say me.
Yeah. Okay, so according to the information that you provided me, you don't have any planned activities for your time here in Australia. You're unable to provide any...
We have.
Yeah, so what is your plan?
Today we go to one jewelry shop to have a look. The next day we go to another jewelry shop to have a look.
Okay. Do you plan to see anything else while you're here other than jewelry shops?
We can go and have a look at something else.
So tell me something unique about Australia that you wish to see here.
We'd like to see the beautiful scenery, at the same time look at the business.
Okay.
The passenger continues to frustrate Officer Alex by failing to provide a coherent answer to any questions and leaves him no choice other than to suspend the interview.
No more questions. I'm just going to advise you. You have no planned activities in Australia. You can't provide any detail about Australia whatsoever. Your claim that you're staying here until the 29th, however, you only have accommodation for 2 nights. So just let him know that I don't believe anything that he's told me today. None of what he said pans out, nor does it make any sense. I believe there is sufficient grounds to show that you are not a genuine tourist here.
So we've got no accommodation, doesn't know where he's staying, no planned tourism activities, and he's got an Australian phone number calling him even though he initially claimed he didn't know anybody and then changed his story after you confronted him with that information.
The passenger is now given a final chance to prove to officers that he is really here for a holiday.
What is your response to the intention to consider cancellation of your visa?
This is not illegal. I'm here for travel. I haven't done anything illegal as long as I had leave.
The man fails to provide any new information about his travel plans, so Officer Alex makes his final decision.
After weighing up all of the information available to me, I was satisfied that grounds for cancelling your visa outweighed the reasons for not cancelling your visa. The decision was made to cancel your visa today. Hang on, let me finish talking. As a result, your visa was cancelled today at 11:20 hours. This Chinese national meets the perfect profile for somebody who would be coming here to work, was not a genuine tourist, and the decision was a lawful one.
These 2 passengers arriving from Poland presented at the primary line together, but they claim not to know each other. An inspection of both men's travel documents has raised officers' suspicions.
That's approximate. They've got the same booking number. They sat next to each other. So the same booking number has come all the way from Poland to Dubai to Sydney. It's all too coincidental.
Yeah, I agree.
Both men have now been taken aside for formal interviews.
Could you tell me what the purpose of your travel is to Australia today?
This is wspólnota Auską.
I came here for a visit, to relax and to have contact with the Polish community here.
Did you travel alone today?
Tak.
Yes.
So can you explain to me then how you had this traveling companion that you arrived with when you came through the border today?
Nas skierował właśnie do tych panów, gdzieśmy to wypisywali.
After landing, we walked just together to the passport point.
Initially you told me on the line that you actually met in Dubai. So I'm just wondering why, the story is different now. Did you know this person, this travel companion, did you know him in Poland?
Nie, na pewno. Nigdy przedtem go nie widziałem.
No, I didn't know him before. I saw him on the plane.
Okay, so can you tell me how it is then that you've got the same address on your incoming passenger cards? You're staying in the same place?
Ja nie wiem tego.
I don't know about that.
The passenger continues to plead ignorance about the coincidences found between his and the other Polish man's travel itineraries,
Tak.
raising Officer Alicia's suspicion that he's not telling the truth.
This booking reference number for your flight is the same reference number as your travel companion that arrived with you today. Could you explain that?
Ja mówię panu, że go poznałem w samolocie.
No, I don't know. As I told you, I met him on the plane.
Yeah, he's adamant that they don't know each other.
He has made contradictory claims about how they know each other. And his travelling companion has given a different version of events altogether.
So when did he say they actually met?
On the plane, was it?
They met each other getting on the plane in Warsaw.
Okay, so that's 3 different versions of that story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Officers want to know why their stories are different and why they have come to Australia.
So how long have you been planning this trip to Australia for?
Ze wspólnotą maowską.
Since I was a child, I wished to come to Australia.
Why Australia? Is there anything in particular that you want to see in Australia?
Mi się kochała, że da rady kangury, to zobaczyć z bliska z natury.
Just to see the environment, to see nature, to see the kangaroos.
Despite claiming this trip is his childhood dream, he has little knowledge of what he'd like to see, and now he makes a surprising admission.
Through the Polish community here, I would like to contact people who belong to the AA. I don't know what he means with that.
I think he's talking about Alcoholics Anonymous. Can we please clarify that?
Tak, dla alkoholików to jest.
Yeah, alcoholics who want to recover.
It's an unusual reason to travel across the world, and Officer Alicia is concerned that he doesn't have the means to support his visit, after an earlier bag search revealed he had very few funds.
You had approximately $100 with you today. How are you going to survive if you use up this cash? Because I'm telling you, $100 is not going to get you very far in Sydney for 21 days.
He now claims to be a successful business owner with a significant income.
So can we get into your internet account for your company to look at these transactions?
Odrywają cię od swojej firmy.
No, because I don't have the password with me.
I find it really difficult to understand the fact that you are a sole operator of your company and that you can't remember the password for your account.
Gotówką jeździłem z nią do banku.
I organized with my daughters in the bank.
The passenger is obviously trying to avoid providing details of his financial status, so Officer Alicia tries a different line of questioning.
You mentioned that you have one daughter. Do you have any other children?
No powiedziano mi, że jakąś córkę ma. Ja nie mam córki, mam 2 synów.
No, I don't have a daughter. I have 2 sons.
You just told me that your daughter organizes your bank account.
Że ja nie mówiłem o żadnej córce, jak ja mam 2 synów.
No, I don't have any daughter. I have 2 sons.
So who organises your bank account? Because that was a statement. Wait, let me speak. Who organises your bank account then?
Mniejsze koszta poniosę.
I recently started to organize it online, but before that I used to do it in the bank directly.
So you do all your banking, is that correct?
Tak.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so interview is now suspended at 10:44 hours.
With the man failing to provide any clear answers, Officer Alicia consults her supervisor.
The story changes with every single question. I cannot get a straight answer out of this guy.
So he is now given a final chance to properly explain and give reasons as to why his visa should not be cancelled.
Tak, chciałbym się odnieść do tego, do paru wątków.
It has always been my dream to come here, and now especially I would like to meet some people from the AA community.
Okay.
The AA movement is going to have their 45th anniversary in Poland. He was hoping that he would meet some people from AA here and invite them to come to Poland so that they could share their experiences. I don't want to talk too much, but I wanted to do the things that I said I would do with AA because it's important to get better within that sobriety.
Okay.
Unfortunately for him, his response again fails to address any of the inconsistencies in his story.
After very careful consideration, I have made a decision, and that decision is that your visa has been cancelled. You will now be detained and removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen under Section 189 of the Migration Act of 1958. I don't doubt that he wants to come here to see his AA community, but my job is to look at the facts and to make an assessment based upon that.
They've both said no to the questions that were put forward to them today. They've declared absolutely nothing.
And as soon as Officer Andrea inspects their rice cooker, she finds proof that they are lying.
It's fresh ginger. This was in a rice cooker. Clearly came up on our X-ray image. It's so fresh, it's still got soil and that attached to it. And it's actually rooting as well.
Fresh ginger is a restricted import because it can carry pests and diseases which could devastate Australian agriculture.
It's obviously they're trying to perhaps conceal it from us. I'm going to look at every other bag. Before I go on any further, I have to caution you that if you give me any false or misleading information, is a serious offence and you may be liable for a civil penalty. Do you understand? This is in Chinese.
Sorry.
Okay? I've asked you the questions, and when I asked you, did you have anything to declare, you said no. I'm going to look now through the rest of your bags. You've been cautioned.
The passengers refuse to simply fess up. So now biosecurity officers conduct a search to locate whatever it is they're trying to hide.
Oh, here we go. I'm finding cigarettes as well. Ma'am, excuse me, no phone. No phone.
All excess tobacco must be declared before entering the country. And when his hundreds of hidden cigarettes are found, the man is clearly nervous.
Please don't touch the bag, okay? Don't touch the bag.
His behaviour indicates it's just the beginning, as a treasure trove of undeclared and restricted items is uncovered.
Here we go, red mushrooms, it's not permitted. The pink mushrooms. Oh, and they've got them in cigarettes. Oh, look at this. Seafood. It's not looking very good for him. Here we go, some more food.
Oh, what have I here?
What have we got? Oh, my Lord. What is this? You said no to everything we asked you. What is this? You said mayo. There's some more fresh ginger. It literally looks like they've just pulled it out of the ground. It's actually starting to sprout as well. Soil, which could have unknown plant pathogens.
Scallops. Thank you.
The massive haul is a clear indication of the couple's blatant disregard for Australia's biosecurity, and it gets worse with yet another incriminating find.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, interesting.
It's from today. Duplicate cards. These are all blank.
Officers have found a huge stash of declaration cards in this couple's bag, which could indicate a very deliberate plan to smuggle goods into the country.
They've got a lot of IPC cards in Chinese and English in their bags. They've got some pre-filled ones in. various dates on them. And there's really no reason for them to have multi-filled cards out, and we'll be talking to our Border Force officers.
Australian Border Force officers will need to question the couple about the declaration cards and the undeclared cigarettes, but not before the man makes an obvious attempt to hide the evidence.
No, he's trying to sneak the cigarettes. No. You must. Do you have any in your pocket?
I'll just click your name for you.
I'm going to caution you again. I have to caution you again. Yeah. Please do not move or deal or interfere with goods in any way. If you fail to comply with this direction, you may be liable for another civil penalty.
Thank you.
He's saying thank you. I need to get Border Force here. He's trying to get the cigarettes. You had every chance to answer my questions that were given to you. You said no, so you will be issued an infringement notice of $360. Yes.
That's not the end of their problems, because a surprising stash of excess declaration cards, as well as extra cigarettes, has been found in their bags.
At the end of today, these passengers could be in actually a lot more trouble than what they originally thought, pending on the investigations from our Border Force. So this was in her bag, and this was in her bag, but they didn't present this one today, and they didn't present these two today. Also, these were all in their bag as well, so they've got some in Chinese, they've got some in English. They had cigarettes, cigarettes everywhere.
After further questioning the couple, Border Force officers cautioned them against any attempts to deceive Australian authorities regarding the contents of their luggage. The couple must pay the duty owing in order to keep their cigarettes.
In total, it's $646.11.
Next time, they need to declare the cigarette.
Okay.
The high-risk foods are safely disposed of, and the couple's intentional failure to declare has turned out to be a very expensive end to their trip.
As far as biosecurity today, I'm happy that we've captured the risk, and hopefully they've learned a lesson and not to do it again.